Welcome back, everybody. We're going to be continuing to work with our selfie stick assembly, and what we're going to be working on today is putting this assembly into a drawing file showing the multi-view as well as the isometric views, shading the isometric view, and then doing an exploded view. And we will follow this up with a video on how to do the bill of materials as well as the balloon callouts. And all of this is part of what is due for our selfie stick assembly assignment. All right, so we've pulled up our selfie stick. We need to move into creating a drawing, so we can right click on the assembly, say create drawing of assembly 1. We're going to be working right here in NCB inch DWT. That's our size paper in our dimensioning standards. And you can either load a no views or 4 views. 4 views kind of just gives you a head start. It will probably need some tweaking as it loads in there. Alright, so we can see that it's really small and takes up the entire sheet, and we're going to try to fit in everything onto this one sheet, so we're going to have to manipulate these guys into better positions. Alright, so let's somewhat pull everything over here to the left, and then let's click on the parent. Usually the front view is, double click that, and let's see if we can change the scale of this guy to something a little bit bigger. 1 to 4 should be good. Alright, 1 to 3. That's a little too big, so we're going to keep it at 1 to 4. Alright, we're going to remove the scale labels. It looks like we have to remove the scale labels from every single one. Scale labels would be more important if we were doing a part drawing and we were showing dimensions on this, but since we're not going to be showing dimensions, we're going to try to just clean it up without having any of those kind of unnecessary information at this stage. Alright, so here is the way I like it. From ISO view, it usually goes in the right hand corner, but this, we're going to put our exploded view across the right hand corner. So let's put it right here, and let's show shaded view. Excellent. So this takes care of, for our assignment, the multi-view drawing of the assembly and the shaded isometric view. So we're 2 out of 5. So now let's move back into our assembly, and let's make an exploded view of this assembly. Right? So right over here you'll have 3 buttons: Bill of Materials table, Configuration panel, and Exploded views. Let's go into Exploded view. You can see kind of underneath my head right there, the Add Exploded view, and that's what we're going to want to do. Let's add an exploded view. I'm going to zoom out of this guy real fast so I have plenty of room to play with it. Add an exploded view. Alright, and immediately goes into to step 1. So build steps by dragging components. And I like to work with my exploded view kind of in the order that I built it, or from the outside in. I mean, that makes the most sense. You're pulling these pieces apart to show how they go together. So I'm going to start with the stick bottom. Click on it, and you get your triad. And you can use this triad to manipulate it or move it around or rotate it. So I'm just going to pull this out here to the side. Perfect. And you don't have to be precise with your measurements. If you don't want to, you're just going for looks on this. You can change it and then give it a green check. Right? That immediately moves you into step 2. You don't want to have 2 pieces highlighted, or it's going to move 2 pieces at once. So unhighlight the stick bottom, and let's throw the stick top, and I'm going to just slide it down right here next to the stick bottom. Right? I'm fine with that distance. Green check. Alright, so now I'm going to move in a little bit, and I'm going to take the stick adapter and I'm going to slide it towards the bottom there, and that's perfect. Alright, so now I'm going to start working from the top, start kind of disassembling it in the opposite direction. So here's our phone holder top. It's fine. Phone holder bottom. That's fine. Shoe top. That's good. The shoe. That's good. The shoe bottom can stay right there where it's at. It's perfectly in line. And now I can slide out our connector pin. And that's perfect. Alright, so now I have an exploded view giving a little trail of how all these pieces connect together. So what I want to do next is come over here and under Explode 1, I'm going to right click and hit rename. So I'm going to name this Selfie Stick Exploded View. Now I can rename every step, which is good practice on larger exploded views. And that would just highlight this is, the stick bottom. This is moving up the stick top. Especially if I was going to share this file with someone so that they could kind of reverse engineer everything and see how I took it apart by following my steps. It's a little bit easier to just go ahead and name these, but it does, Onshape does at least highlight them in orange, the ones that you moved. So it's not too critical. All right, so we're going to leave that, close our exploded view, and we can hit done. It snaps all back together. If we ever want to view it again, we can go back into our exploded view over here. We can right click on Selfie Stick Exploded View and say Activate Selfie Stick Exploded View. Perfect. So now let's move this exploded view into our assembly drawing. So what we do here is we come in here, first button to insert view, click. All right, we're going to insert a view of the assembly. We want it to be an isometric view. So right now it's the same view that we have loaded up here, but under explode position, sometimes it will not give you your exploded view, and when this happens, you need to make sure that you can go back here into insert, go under assemblies, click on assembly number 1. It gives it this one of one designation, but well, I say that. There we go. So the assembly 1 of 1, just messing with it, kind of resets its brain, and it gives you that selfie stick exploded view under explode in position. Maybe it takes a few minutes to load. Alright, so now we have our exploded view. So this I want to be as big as possible. This is the main reason for this sheet. So I can fit this 1:2 scale. So I'm going to kind of throw it up here and have it going all the way across the page. So now I can right click and show shaded view. And then I can double click and remove my scale label. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for in the exploded view of your selfie stick. All right, thank you for joining.